Hey guys, what is going on? So I just wanted to talk about kind of this very versatile food product, beverage, whatever you want to call it, for bodybuilding, and that is milk, more specifically whole milk. So a lot of people kind of overlook this because they are lactose intolerant, because they think it's for kids. They just consider it a beverage. They don't think about it as like a food source. But keep in mind that this is really what, can take a baby cow and turn it into a bull. This is really something that can actually contain a lot of nutrients that you really need. It's beneficial from a hydration perspective. It's beneficial from having, all the macronutrients that you need. It has a good source of, electrolytes, micronutrients, stuff like that. So a lot of this is overlooked, and I kind of want to break down some of those things. So you might consider it, and, from the people who are, lactose intolerant, or they just kind of dismiss it for other reasons, I kind of want to go over, why you might want to include it in your diet. So, milk is a very good protein source. That is where they derive whey protein. That being said, the majority of protein that is in milk is actually casein protein, which is a slow releasing protein. So obviously, if you want that fast digesting, fast absorbing whey protein, that is going to be maybe a time that you do want to supplement with whey protein, potentially after your workout or something like that. But for the rest of the day, if you want to have a high amount of muscle protein synthesis and you want the most protein, spread out throughout the day, it makes more sense to have either many feeding windows with your protein or to have a slow releasing protein. So I think it's best to get a little bit of both, but having that slow releasing protein that is 80% of milk, I think that's really beneficial, and it's more kind of quality protein in my opinion relative to like a whey protein. So you're getting some of both, and you can supplement with whey protein if you want, but I think that slow releasing protein is a little bit more beneficial. So you're getting that great source of protein, you're getting a good amount of fat from it as well, and you're getting some carbohydrates. So you're getting all the macronutrients that you need. A lot of people might look at milk and, oh, it has X amount of calories or whatever, but that's very beneficial when you're bulking, which should be the majority of the year when you're trying to put on size. So it's a very easy way to get calories in. It's a very easy way to get a good balance of all the macronutrients that you need. It has electrolytes in there, so it has potassium, it has calcium. You're even getting vitamin D from that as well. So a good amount of micronutrients, across the board. Electrolytes, it's a very hydrating for that reason. It has a good amount of electrolytes, as well as just being primarily water. So you're getting a very hydrating effect from it. That's, if you're not familiar with how important hydration, not just in terms of getting enough water, but in terms of getting a proper amount of electrolytes, that's extremely important for your training quality, to be able to actually maximize your performance in the gym. So if you're not hydrating properly, both in terms of water and electrolytes, you really should be doing that. And milk is a great way to get your food in, as well as get your water in, as well as get your electrolytes in. So it kind of hits everything in that scenario with the macronutrients, micronutrients, hydration, everything like that. So it's very good from all of those angles. And it's very cost effective. So, a gallon of milk, obviously with inflation recently, it's gone up pretty significantly, but it was not too long ago that you could get a gallon of milk, at least where I'm from, for under $2. Now, if it was whole milk, it'd be a little bit more expensive. I just went to the store today and I think it's like $3.30. So again, is going up with inflation. I don't know if that will drop back down, but even so, even at $3.50 or whatever it is, that is a very cost effective way to get about, with whole milk, about 2,400 calories. For a lot of people, that's like, all the calories they need in a day for just a few bucks. So it's a very cost effective way. It's very good for somebody who's bulking, to be able to consume a lot of calories in one sitting, or, to have that slow releasing protein throughout the day. So it hits a lot of different things there. Now, in terms of, being lactose intolerant, obviously that is going to make things a little bit more difficult, but there is a enzyme that you can get. So there are different products that you can get, but you can just go on Amazon and look at lactase, which is the enzyme that helps break down lactose. And that is, if you're lactose intolerant, your ability to digest lactose is going to be compromised, right? So if you can take something like that, I've never had to do that myself because I'm not lactose intolerant. But a lot of people say that they are able to, have milk or have dairy products if they do take one of those enzymes. They're not very expensive. Obviously, I don't know the dosages or anything like that. I don't know how, expensive it comes out to be over the long run, but you can experiment with things like that. You can also go the lactose-free route. There's quite a few lactose-free milks out there. The one that I personally have, not because I'm afraid of lactose or I don't want it. I still do drink quite a bit of milk, but Fairlife, I really like that because it takes out the lactose. they have that additional calories that they can work with in that scenario, and then they can go ahead and sweeten it. So I usually go for the chocolate Fairlife. In fact, I always go for the chocolate Fairlife, and I think it has 13 or 14 grams of protein per cup as opposed to 8 grams of protein for regular milk. Obviously, it is more expensive, so I think it costs like 3 times as much or something along those lines for the Fairlife per ounce. Maybe even more expensive depending on where you're from. So obviously that is a more expensive option, but you are getting a greater amount of protein, so you don't necessarily have to drink as much. But yeah, there are different ways to look at it. If you are lactose intolerant, you can go a few different routes there. I don't think dismissing milk in its entirety is fair for something that is so versatile in terms of what it can bring to the table. And I do think that Fairlife also has even a higher amount of potassium, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. But overall, the amount of electrolytes, the amount of macronutrients, protein, everything that you want, the extra hydrating effect from those electrolytes, from the water that you're getting, the macronutrients, everything, it's like bodybuilder's dream, okay? And a lot of people think about, like, oh, milk is for kids or milk is for babies or something like that. It's like, dude, what makes a baby turn like from a small newborn baby into like a toddler? They're basically just drinking milk all day and sleeping. Same thing with baby cows turning into bulls. It's like milk is a very, very nutrient dense. It's everything that you need to grow, okay? So obviously still drink or still eat other food, drink water and everything like that. But to be something that can supplement both the hydrating aspect, water, electrolytes, and the macronutrient, and even to some extent micronutrient portion of your diet, it's very good to, be a supplement. If you can handle more, some people even go for a gallon of milk a day. And I've, observed a lot of people, and this is why I even wanted to make this video in the first place, because I've kind of been going down that rabbit hole, looking at other people who have been, drinking crazy amounts of milk over recent years and been getting crazy results. And I don't think it's a coincidence. And it's something that I used to do and I'm returning to. And I just want to kind of put that out there for people who aren't aware of it, or, maybe have people reconsider how important milk is, or, how beneficial it could be if you are not utilizing it. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I'll keep you updated and I'll talk to you soon.